Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. For today's question, we're going to go to class. That's right, we're going to talk all about the new subtype of enchantments that Wizards put out in Adventures in Forgotten Realms. Let's get started. First thing that I wanted to point out is that these are not leveler cards, despite the fact that the mechanics are named very similarly and the text box look very similar and the way it works is also very similar. These are not the same mechanic and they differ in a few subtle but significant ways. One very important one is that the leveler cards use counters to determine what level they're on, but these do not. There's no counters on any of the class cards, and even though people are probably going to be using dice to indicate what level they're at, this is kind of a misnomer. And you would not, for example, be able to use something like Hex Parasite to permanently shut down or freeze one of them at level 1. It doesn't work that way. What level a class is at is determined solely by whether the abilities associated with that specific level have resolved. Now, these classes start out at level 1, and you can activate the associated ability as a sorcery in order to progress to the next level. You can't skip levels, so you have to be level 2 in order to progress to level 3, but you do keep all of the abilities that you had at all your previous levels when you go to the next level. The next one, and I think this is extremely fun, is that the level is not copyable. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that if there were some possible way that you could change one class and make it into a copy of a different class, then you would not get the level that the new class is. You would stay being the same level as you were originally. I bet there's a lot of really interesting applications for that, so if you have one, be sure to put it in the comments. The other cool thing about how this works is if you change something that is not a class into a class, well, the game isn't going to really know what level it is. It's going to be level 1 by default, and if you make it level up, then you could even increase it to a different level. If it somehow stops being a class later on, it'll stay being whatever level you put it at, and if it somehow becomes a copy of a class sometime in the future, well, it'll start out at that level now. Be careful, gaining a level, even though it's sorcery speed only, is a normal activated ability, and therefore it can be countered or interacted with just like any other activated ability could. The upshot to this is that it's generally not going to be possible for you to decrease the level of something that's already out. Once it's level 2, it's probably going to stay level 2, and once it's level 3, it'll probably stay level 3. There isn't really any way in the game yet to interact with that, other than making the card leave the battlefield and return, which would reset it to level 1 because it's a new object with no connection to its previous self. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.